Hey there folks, and welcome back to the Dammâseq Campaign. Last time we continued our war, or started our war. I don't remember when this war started, but we were in a war with Carnium. I think we were continuing it. It had just started a little bit in the previous episode. And things have been kind of up and down. This has not been the most decisive war ever, but it has been against quite a substantial opponent, and we are winning. We're on track within a number of months to actually pull out a complete annexation of both Carnium and their tribal ally, Salcod, with a giant annexation of basically the rest of their region. So this is going to be a absolute victory very soon, but the cost of that absolute victory has been substantial. A lot of our manpower, a lot of our war exhaustion room has been used up, but I think it is worth it ultimately, so we are going to continue along. We have a timer now going, but we have plenty of time, even with that in mind, to still do this. Actually, once these guys recover the morale, we can come down and fight these guys and retake this, and then come down to help out with the siege. That way, we can at least get Carnium fully occupied if needed. So this should be done in a number of months. I want to make sure that we're at full morale with the mercenaries we hired. We made use of one mercenary company, and we basically depleted them to the man. Now we're using another mercenary company to finish things off. An expensive set of actions, but one that I think is called for a victory this total. We do have to make a lot of sacrifices, but I think that victory is soon. Yeah, our levies are absolutely at bare minimum numbers. We have 2 archers remaining, but with these mercenaries coming in soon, we should be good to go. So I think January 1st we'll get moving. Very excited to stop paying these guys quite so much. So it should be soon. 1st of January. Here we come. These guys are probably going to run when they see me coming. We have 12 martial, full 3.49 morale. Once I fight this army, I'll go ahead and lower the armaments down to default, just to save money. I don't need more morale after that point, most likely. Okay, they're going to move away, but I will see if I can catch these guys. If I can catch these guys, I'll fight them. Okay, I will catch them. That's good. This is a good fight. We're going to be attacking in the plains. This should go perfectly smoothly. And importantly, it's going to send them back down this direction, where they're not going to have the chance to retake Syria. Oh wait, where are they going? They're going north? What? To where? Okay, I don't know what they're doing. But we're going to come and grab Syria Bassani as quick as we can. Re-enable that good peace deal. Liberation. The Council of Dammâseq has taken it upon themselves to free a sizable quantity of privately owned slaves. We could intervene if we think it best. Letting slaves get too comfortable could have repercussions. Popularity for Imperator Dagon isn't the worst thing. Honestly, even though one of the slaves isn't Dammâseqi, the Dammâseqi slave becoming a freeman is actually ideal for our plans, so I'm perfectly fine with that. I also don't want corruption to lose popularity, so for freedom, slavery is fine to not allow when the opportunity suits us, so yeah, I think we should be fine here. Where are they going? Oh, they're going up here? Okay. I guess that's fine. There we go. Now you get the... Oh my god, there's more forces around here. Alright, whatever. We need to get the siege done, then we can come back up and control this middle area. We can't keep ourselves split apart like this. War exhaustion is just spiraling straight up as fast as it can. So... Alright, we're almost there. This war is almost over, and then our boys can go home. They're going to be relieved when they can do that, I'm sure. Alright. Fortress under siege at Dammâseq. Yeah, not very much. Also, these mercs are recovering real fast. This is some fast... I think they're recovering 100 per month or something like that. These guys could get hired by the enemy, so that is a little dangerous. We shall see if that happens. Hopefully not. That would be quite clever of them to do that, but... Yeah, so at this point, I'm very tempted to do an assault, but we're at 35%. Assaulting here could... Actually, you know what? This is a perfect time to do an assault, because if we assault this, we then win the war immediately with everything. They're not in a position to retake this stuff in time, so yes, let's do the assault right now, actually. Alright, yeah, we're losing a lot of guys here, but it's mostly those mercs. There we go! Holy crap! Finally! 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 Yes! Yes! It's over! The war is over with Carnium and Salcod. Get the hell into my dungeon. 26 AE. I don't even friggin' care. Get me out of this god's forsaken war. The region is mine. You guys are absolutely getting screwed here. into my dungeons you go. I'm selling you into the most worst kind of slavery. You're going into super slavery for what you've done, making me do all this work to conquer you. How dare you? Right, whatever the case. Yeah, the AE cost for Syria Bassani specifically is for some reason extremely high, but whatever. I guess it's just one per location. This will increase our rank to regional power, as it should. We're going to be the big hegemon of Hermon, which we already sort of conceptually are, but now it's going to be official. Yes. And we're getting all this stuff. Perfect. Here it is. My king, Ipter-Dagan the First Aberid, we have increased in rank and are now a regional power country instead of a local power, since we are now an independent country with at least 40 territories. So we can now guarantee, but other than that, things are mostly the same. Alright. In you go. You're going to be buying me a holy site shortly. Okay, the Canaanite local power of Karnaim accepts our generous peace offer. Karnaimian Sa'aru to Dammâseq. Karnaim to Dammâseq. Karnaimian Siri Bassani to Dammâseq. Karnaimian Kanatha to Dammâseq. And Salkadian Kanatha to Dammâseq. Holy crap, alright. So first of all, get out of here, mercenaries. Thanks for your help, but that is it for you. You guys can finally be lowered. They're probably, yeah, it's going to be 2 years and 11 months. So this is basically a 3-year wait. This is what I was expecting to see, by the way, after this fight. Still at 5 cohorts, though, which is pretty good. And our nation has, importantly, grown its name substantially. This is the most important thing in the game, honestly. That's pretty good. Okay, so we can't get very far with these missions because we do need to do more colonization. For example, we have to get Alsha to colonize. We need to wait for manpower. So the missions aren't advanceable quite yet, but they will be soon. And incidentally, this one here just requires colonization. This one here requires this requires 2 colonizations. This one here, we get 5 Ricotta Freemen in APEC. Okay, interesting. We do need to still fight Ricotta, but other than that, we control everything else in the region as far as I can tell. Where's the region split here? This name needs to move out of the way. Yeah, this is in the northern area. So the last nation that shares the region with us is just Ricotta, so we'll deal with them in the future. Alright. Finally, we can decrease the pay. Also, stop paying for forts, and take a look at our new territory. Okay, so first of all, policy-wise, we're going to need to do some switching around. This is all probably going to have to go... Actually, these guys are not that mad, honestly. These guys are mad, but they're going to have to deal with it. They have a lot of provincial loyalty right now. So I think we're going to go ahead and just, across the board, everyone is going to go into cultural assimilation. We're not playing around with the manpower stuff here. Everyone has to become our culture, or else. And then as for the actual territories and whatnot, so we have a couple of random cities that I don't really want to keep. So let me think about this for a minute, actually. So, first, Sa'aru. What is the good location for a provincial capital over here? Well, Sa'aru itself is not in the best location. It's a nice central spot, but it's not on the river, and this is all like plains and desert, so our best bet is probably a riverside plain style like Java. And I think Java is a pretty good spot, actually, because it also protects the entrance into this desert valley up here because of the fort coverage. It's kind of far away from Dammâseq, but that's fine, honestly. It's actually as far away as Sa'aru is. I guess Darik is also on the river. It is good fort coverage with Dammâseq. It also protects the valley a bit better, actually, because it blocks both of these. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so I think Darik is going to be our provincial capital over here in Sa'aru. So let's go ahead and start to facilitate that. And revoke city status. Gonna get a lot of tyranny here in just a moment, but let's do that there. The capital shouldn't move when we colonize, so I think we can safely move the capital over to Darik right now. Alright, perfect. This will go away on the next day. Down here in Syria Bassani, again, it's mostly just plains. This is not a very lush area of the region. Syria Bassani itself isn't the worst spot, honestly, for the provincial capital. It's good fort coverage with Darik. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. locations. It's not a very good spot in terms of being central in the region, but this, or in the province, I mean, but this is not a terrible spot, to be sure. Alternatively, Tafas might be good too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me come back to this once I look at this other region over here, Carnium. So Carnium itself is not going to stay the provincial capital. Let's see, these are hills. Plains is better than hills for city purposes. Yeah, definitely. Osterot is not a bad spot, though. It could be Osterot, because then it's on the river. Actually, oh, you know, the river is all around here, so I was mistaking that. So yeah, Osterot, Nafa, Ain Thakar, and Rafid are all good spots. So Rafid's too close to Darik. Ain Thakar isn't a bad spot, though. It's a good distance from Tharik, which is a good distance from Dammâseq. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So good coverage. It's on the river, so I like that. If I put this here, then over in this area here. But then there's not really like a good spot on the river. Unless there's the river over here. There's not. I could just build something. So for example, I could place it in Nijran. Nijran is not on a river, but it is plain, so it's not too bad. The river just means this won't be as great of a city long term, but it's still fine. And this is a much more central location, and also gives us fort coverage up to the slow-moving desert hills uninhabitable area. So I think this might be the play. Yeah, because I think that Ain Thakar is a really good spot. If I were to put it in Nafa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess the question is also in terms of other provinces. No, I think that's probably the right move. These spots over here that Rakat controls, these are all hills. I don't want to build the city in the hills. So I think this is the play. So let's dismantle Carnium and start moving these things around. So let's move this over. So this one, this provincial capital will probably move when we take Rakat, but that's not going to be for a number of years. So let's go ahead and just relocate it now. That's manageable. Not to Nafa. Whoops. Relocated to Ain Thakar, I believe. Yeah, I think that is the move. Unless there's some other spot that I'm missing that's really good. Let's not overlook Astaroth as a possible place. Astaroth might be too far south, though, is the problem. Let's see. Astaroth protects the entrance to the region fairly well. But other than that, we could have a, like, for example, we could have a fort in the hills just for protection, and then have the city still be further in. It's not a bad idea, I think. I think we move it to Ain Thakar. This is a good plan. It's the right distance away from Darik. It's on the plains on the river. I think this is the move. Alright, Ain Thakar will be my capital. And then over here, I think we want to move this further away, so it's not right next to the other place. So we can destroy that. Revoke city status. Over here, revoke city status. Well, yeah, revoke city status. I think we move it to Nirjan. This place is just too close to the river with this other location. There's no other rivers around here. I think Nirjan is probably our best bet, honestly. Yeah, I think this is good. It's also this is the right distance away from Ain Thakar, and it's the right distance from Darik, so that's good. Yeah. Okay, that's good. I think I reorganized that successfully. Then down here, we have a fort here, and a city? Yeah, city here. Not for long. This is in the hills, so it is going back to being a settlement. Tyranny is shooting up real quick. We haven't even sold the slaves yet. We already have a lot of tyranny. That's fine, though. As long as we don't have any more characters with a lot of power base getting disloyal, we should be okay, even with high tyranny, at least temporarily. Down here, we have plains. Yeah, this is... Salcott is the only good tile in the entire province, because it's plains on the river. So this actually isn't a city currently, oddly enough, so we're going to keep it fortified, and as the provincial capital, we'll make it a city in the future. Yeah. Alright, that's good. Also, let's go ahead and tell these guys to scram. Alright, get out of here. Okay, and then we have one more import route. Why is that? Oh, regional power, that's right. Okay, can we reach people with fruit yet? We cannot. Not ideal. Could trade for copper? More tax, that could be good. For probably about 11 or 12 years of peacetime. Let's see here. I think Freeman Happiness is basically maxed out around here, so this won't have much effect. I guess outside the cities, it might... Actually, no, these Freemen are also thrilled, so... Tribesman Happiness might actually matter here for more manpower. We could trade for furs. It's not worth that much, though. Then again, we don't have a ton of money problems right now. It's not going to make a big difference. We could actually trade for vegetables. I don't... maybe we'll switch to vegetables later if we need to, but I think for now, we trade for... Let's get a bit more tribesman happiness in this area. Actually, let me think about this for a minute. 7 tribesmen. 7 tribesmen isn't enough to justify for the whole region. Let's trade for value. Let's trade for... earthenware is probably the most valuable. Also, Freeman or citizen happiness is handy too. Actually, this is an internal trade, so never mind. I might do an internal trade. Could trade for ivory. Can I trade for dates? Hold on. No, I cannot. How about beer? Any beer trading available? No, no trading for them. It's all capital bonus stuff. I guess ivory isn't bad. Noble happiness is actually pretty... Oh, that's another internal trade. God dang it. Alright, what isn't an internal trade? We could trade for fish. For food. You know what? No, it's internal again. Let's trade for 5% local tax in our capital province with the Cypriots. Alright, there we go. Glad to resolve that. Let's let one day go by. There we go. That has all been adjusted. And then, time to get even more tyranny, but a lot of money. Let us sell these guys into super slavery. So 8.50, sell you. You're 1, so you're not complicit in the crimes of your countrymen, so you can go free. You can also go free. You, 8, sell you. 1150. 950. 950 as well, that's pretty good. 1050, wow, okay. These are some valuable characters. Alright. There we go. I'm gonna release you. 7 is borderline. 14, that's pretty good. Alright. Yeah. Alright, I think that's everybody. Yes, we're up to 37 tyranny, so we're going to calm down on the tyranny front for a while here. Just going to let that decline over time. But now we have a lot of money built up. But we do have civil war problems now, so that is something we need to address. Okay, so the issue now is that our power-based threshold increased, or decreased? I guess it decreased. It got into a lower negative number, which means we can now spend PI to remove this guy's arrival. This brings it back up to 33. That won't fix everything, but I think this is a good time because we do have a lot of PI stored up, so... Let's remove rival. Actually, this does it fix it? Hold on. Is this guy disloyal now? I think on the monthly tick this will fix, so we'll come back to that later. Now, to do a holy site, that is going to cost 300 gold and 50 PI. I think now's a good time to do it because we want to get the bonuses here in Dammâseq early on. But as for who we dedicate it to, also we're actually starving here at the moment. We'll see if that continues. If so, we may have problems. I think Ashara is a really strong option. That being said, I don't remember what the alternative fertility deities were. I don't remember it being a super competitive set of options, but I could be wrong about that. I think I said in the first episode, or the second episode, I guess it was, that Ashara was the best fertility deity that I could see, and I think given that I didn't see any pop assimilation passives over in that section. So Freeman Happiness and pop assimilation Omen are both probably modifiers we're going to want for the entire game. For example, like someone like Anat is not necessarily the god we stick with forever. That being said, boosting up a god like Bull could be good for that PI bonus, but I do think Ashara is basically the best deity for this campaign for a lot of reasons. So I think if we go ahead and found a holy site dedicated to Ashara, that could be good. The Freeman Happiness bonus isn't very high, but the Pop Assimilation Omen is quite strong, and this will buff these modifiers up even further, so I think this is the way to go. Going to dedicate a holy site in our capital to Ashara, the fertility god that gives us Freeman Happiness and Pop Assimilation speed. There it is. Alright, so now we have the Temple of Ashara in Dammâseq, also giving us 10% local tax bonus, 1 more city slot, and more migration attraction. Religion-wise, this is now up to 6.25% and 15.25% assimilation speed bonus. So I think this is the right deity to focus on here. This is a god that I'm anticipating relying on throughout the campaign, even later on. So Dammâseq can have its one holy site be for her. Alright, good stuff. That's a lot of my PI and treasury used there, but let's see here. City would be 250, so we could start to save up for city. I think we should start to build some cities here, although there's not really any amazing spots left over. These are all plains on rivers or not on a river. We could start fortifying, and I do think a very important fort we need to build is the fort at Ain Thakar. This is going to be our frontier with much of the rest of the area going forward. Technically, the fort here won't cover down here, but we could build a fort in Jabber. Jabber is an absolutely goated desert tile. Take a look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tiles it covers, and also 2 of the traversable tiles. The AI could theoretically go all the friggin' way around, but it would take a long time. So fortifying Jabber is definitely very tempting. Can't we do that? Maybe. Actually, I don't think we can. Maybe we're not allowed to fortify. Well, this is just a regular desert, though, is the thing. Actually, is it not? Oh, you know what? This is not a regular tile. This is like a weird sort of hybrid, uninhabitable tile. Or whatever the case, I guess we can't use Jabber. That's fine. That's fine. We'll worry about that later. We'll eventually fortify this and control it through here. Either way, I think the fort at Ain Thakar is a big priority. Let's see, we need a bit more money. I think we wait on that. I think fortifying Ain Thakar is actually more of a priority than making any of these places cities. So I think we just wait. Also, we can sell our goods to the Egyptians. All right, so we can reach how do you say this? Thka? This is like the most difficult name to pronounce in the history of the human language. The nation of Pithkeka, or whatever the case. They want my, what do they want? They want my earthenware. All right, fine by me. Yep. Let's continue along. Okay, that did not... So this guy is counting as disloyal, even though he's not currently disloyal. That's not great. That being said, he may go back up to 30... Wait, hold on, wait. He's 36 right now. He's not 33, so this is just wrong. Rising from obscurity. Dammâseqian fortunes are rising. Over time, her kingdom has achieved both greater wealth and power. Traditionally, we have relied on the ability, valor, and dignity of our ancient and honorable families, but with rising fortune, there is also ample opportunity for new men of quality to rise beyond their birthright. Some families have, to a greater degree than others, achieved power and influence in their kingdom. Perhaps there is room for one of them to leave a lasting legacy among the Dammâseqian elites. Okay, so we can pick who's going to be the new family head. This is going to be a very important, or not necessarily family head, but usually they're the family head. This guy is kind of low loyalty. What's the issue? Oh, I ignored him, that's why. This guy here, abrasive, and this guy here, skeptical. Okay, well, Adonabal doesn't have any bad loyalties. He just happens to have the lowest loyalty at the moment. In terms of capability, they're all pretty good. I think Adonabal is probably the best, though. I'm going to keep him as court philosopher long term. So let's go ahead and make the Ormitba the new family. And now there's immediately scorn happening. Okay, looks like this guy that was generated is now the family head. I think this might be Adonabal's dad. Or, I don't know. Yeah, this is Adonabal's dad, so that's interesting. So his actual dad became the family head, because, of course, this guy would be superior to his son. Okay, so this is my new family head. Family scorn, but this guy, other than that, he's good-natured, so that's pretty good. Yep, this guy is definitely not going to be a problem character, hopefully. I guess we'll see. But let's assign somebody else in that family to government. Let's see what position we can safely switch around with minimal impact. Any researcher positions? Ooh, 9 charisma on this guy, this youngster. That might be a good idea. Actually, it might even be a gooder idea to put him up here. Moshid, how are the Moshids feeling? 3 of 2. We can remove a Moshid. So that new guy is going to become my Chancellor. Surprise, you're now the most important office in the realm. Good for you. It's just on the basis of being very charismatic. I mean, take a look at this guy. This is a face you can trust. So that is going to be fine. Now that we're on the monthly tick. Yeah, so this went away. So I thought that might be a glitch, and it was. Alright. Oh, you know what I should do as well? Is let's make sure that all... Actually, you know what? I don't think I need to check this. All of these tiles should have population to assimilate. I guess except for this one, the one place I looked. Interesting. I don't know exactly how this happened, but we already have all of our population living there. But let's check everywhere else just to be thorough, make sure that that's not happening routinely. I guess over here as well. What is... Huh? How are there Carni... Wait, hold on. Wait, these are Carni-Yimi. Why aren't they assimilating? I have assimilation going right now. I think this is glitched. Hold on. Yeah, they should be assimilating right now. I have the assimilation policy in effect. Huh? Alright, I don't know what's going on. Let me check and see if I can set up my colonies now. My colony modifier is by now surely expired, so I can set up a colony for now. I think the priority... I think that I kind of want to get the colony in Ain Thakar set up first, because this is an important... I guess Darik is also a good spot, too. Yeah, let's try and set up the... Let's try and do it just, you know, making our way down. So let's set up the Darik colony first. That is going to be the Ain... Where's this culture? The Sa-Aru culture in Darik. There we go, perfect. Let's get this going. Yeah, colonial ventures for 3 years, then after that we'll get to work on the Ain Thakar colony as well. Make sure that I'm selecting the right spot as well. Darik, there we go. Found the colony. Yep, so Darik is a Dammâseq colony. The arrival of Dammâseq settlers has hardly endeared the local population to us, but the foundation of a colony in this area is without a doubt the best way to exert control here in the long run. Soon even the local Sa-Ari inhabitants will see how our cities will prosper and surpass any previous settlements they may have had in the area before the land was confiscated. This is for the best. Alright. Good stuff. Okay. Things are progressing. Once I can colonize Alsha, this will look a bit less weird. But it's just a matter of time. Hit! I can reach Hit now? Wow, okay. Hit can reach me, I guess. Interesting. Oh my gosh. So many trades. Mari wants my stuff too. And more Egyptians want my stuff. Want my ivory. Setnu wants my stuff. Lots of trade going on. Oh my gosh, there's more. The trade continues. Ebla is resurging. I want my base metals. Alright. Yeah, I do appreciate how this mod definitely supercharges all the AI nations. They tend to consistently do better in this mod, I found. Maybe it's just my mod setup with the other mod removing minimum levies, but these guys, like, this is some, like, competent AI behavior. You don't see this that often in Imperator Rome, to be honest, so pleased to see that. Yeah, I'm now a little bit concerned about Ebla. I'm not bordering them, but I'm not that far away. And I might be entering into a region they have a big presence within. Ooh. Now this is an interesting idea. I'm not trying to necessarily repeat the what happened in the previous campaign. Ugarit is going crazy too. Ugarit won't actually ally with me. What's their problem? Competing power. Ebla isn't a competing power? That's questionable, but... You know what? I think that they think they're too strong. They have so many territories. I guess that's fair. They have almost double my territories. and over double my population yet. Ebla controls the extremely valuable northern Kadesh and sort of southern Ebla area. This is like a super lush area with a ton of cities and population all over the place. So Ebla is an absolute powerhouse in the area. They're also outside of the Canaan area, so they might be a pretty good long-term ally for me. I guess the issue is, would Ebla fight anybody stronger than me and Ebla put together? They probably could beat Ugarit one-on-one, and probably I could also beat Ugarit one-on-one. Well, maybe not. These guys are assimilating at a brisk pace. But yeah, I think an Ebla alliance isn't a bad idea. In fact, it might be good to get that going now. Although the issue is they're going to call me into wars and whatnot. In fact, they might call me into the war that they're in right now. I think we'll wait a bit and then pursue the Ebla alliance idea later. There's no need to go for it right this second. We can eventually get to work on that. Definitely a bit of an upgrade from Sama as an ally. But I don't even know if I need an Ebla alliance, to be honest. I don't think I'm threatened by anybody else in the area. I guess Tyr is kind of powerful, but I think we're fine still. We just have a lot of kind of work to do on our nation before we get to that point. Alright, so whatever the case, let me go back to looking at this stuff here. Okay, so over here in this region... hold on. Here we go, okay. Make sure all this is assimilating. Okay, maybe it was just a glitch earlier. Now they're assimilating correctly. Wait, I can see their assimilation? Oh, I didn't know I could look at this. Okay, whatever. Get down here. Everyone, hold on. Everyone should be assimilating over here. Good stuff. It's a bit slow in some places, but it's happening. Those are all units that can give me more manpower coming down the pipeline. Alright, up here around Durik, things are looking pretty solid. Alright, down here. Yeah, assimilation is in the works, and this is all being boosted up by Ishara. So, especially since I focused in on the Ishara holy site, we definitely want to run Ishara, possibly for quite a long time here. Keep the assimilation going. We're up to 68 native pop now, so that's definitely growing. Healthy population. We thought you would be pleased to hear this, O Ipterdagon the First Aperid, that everyone knows that the Dammâseqian people are fond of their beer and meat as of late. There has been a concerted effort by our citizens to eat more fruits and vegetables. Not only is produce delectable and nourishing, but we have such a surplus of fruits on hand that it only makes sense for people to consume what they cannot sell in the market. Hopefully, we'll see more of this, so we get a very nice 10-year bonus, local pop growth. That's quite good. We also are no longer starving to death. That's good to see. It's a bit worried we might have that be a long-term problem, but nope, we are fine. And yeah, I think things are looking pretty good right now. Up to 2.2k manpower max, but that's without being super focused in on manpower. We're running a lot of assimilation everywhere. 3 stability for free. That's pretty good. In fact, given how much downward trend we're at, minus 0.25 trend at the moment, might be not the worst idea ever to spend some of the stability on something, perhaps a law change? Well, the only law I really want to change at the minute is away from magnetic primogeniture. I am tempted to do familial marriage, just because this way I could have female leadership, which is always kind of fun. And we might sort of mess around with the mechanics of this. I don't know if I need to for legitimacy, but if I can just get away with having equal succession and not need to do the incest marriages, that would be obviously a bit less goofy, but this is sort of the trendy thing the Egyptians are doing, and we have a big trade empire getting started here, so maybe we're going to try to kind of follow suit with the Egyptian way, have familial marriage style succession. That being said, though, this is 15 stability and 35 PI for sort of no effect right now. Maybe we try that out later and switch at God right now instead. But who to switch? It's kind of hard to beat 4% state religion happiness, but there might be something here that's good. L is really strong. Civ change and omen happiness could be good, but Yeah, none of these are better, honestly. Maybe a knot gets changed, possibly to Baal Hadad manpower recovery speed. Actually, I think Reshep is better, 5% manpower. Yeah, that's pretty strong. I think that would be better than manpower recovery speed, actually. Let me think about the modifiers here. Base manpower, speed manpower recovers should be a modifier. Base manpower. Yeah, I think we want to switch to Reshep for just base increase to manpower. I think this is probably a good switch to make. Losing the 4% state religion happiness will affect everybody because we're all Canaanite, so that's 4% reduced happiness across the board. But boosting up the manpower, I think this should overall increase our total manpower, even though we're going to lose out the extra output from happier pops. And this does help diminish the effect of being in such big downward trend stability-wise. So yeah, I think we go for this. Also, Omen AE change is handy in a pinch. And this is better than a Knot's monthly experience gain default. This isn't even the monthly military experience, this is just unit experience, which isn't really that useful without legions. Discipline losing that, that's fine. I think we're fine at this point, honestly. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay. And I need to get my cohorts up either way. So more manpower is, I think, called for. Let's go for it. Switching a Knot over to Reshep. Let's see, so 2286. We're going to see in a moment here exactly what we go up to. 2291, so it's a very small change, but that's keeping in mind the reduction to pop happiness from going down into negative stability and the loss of the 4% pop happiness. So we should be expecting to see our population be generally unhappier at the moment, but that will be addressed over time. And this is, I think, a good future-proofing move to make for manpower purposes. And this is a better god overall than the previous one, so I think that's perfectly fine. Yeah. We continue. Alright. Things are under control. Yep. Could build that fort in Ein Thakar. We almost can build it. We can't quite build it, but we're almost there. A little bit further. 264. 5.15 per month now. That's quite good. Yeah, we're definitely bringing in the big bucks at this point. As we expand, the income's going to get even higher as time progresses. So, definitely pretty nice. 2380. All right, definitely things are boosting up there. I want to get my 6th cohort for safety purposes. That being said, these guys here, 60 Tyrians versus 68 Dammâseq. I don't think anybody that borders us has anywhere near the numbers to frighten me anymore by themselves. But people are joining into defensive leagues now and alliances and whatnot, so this guy here is in a god tier defensive league with a bunch of people. Yeah, a war against Hazi is a little bit out of the question right now. They would bring in a whole bunch of people, although I guess this is just a revolt for the Hasubians. We shall see what happens with that. That's more questionable. But whatever the case. Here's our Omen. Right, so we could go for Reshep to get some AE reduction, but then we'd lose out on the pop assimilation speed, and right now we are hard focusing on pop assimilation. That is a huge priority. I think we may run 2 sets of Ashara worships back to back, maybe go to 8-10 before we start switching our plans here. I don't feel comfortable enough to do another war, especially if I don't want to rely on mercenaries or allies. I think at this point it's just a matter of finishing off Rakat, who shouldn't really have that much power, and they're currently diplomatically isolated. I guess what we could do is, first of all, let me go ahead and go for Ashara once again. That is a no-brainer. I could do a really small war. I mean, I'm waiting for my military to be re-raisable. It's going to still be a couple of years. So I think what we do is just to finish off control of the region, we guess we could get a region split into the Jordan Rift Valley as well at that point. Definitely an interesting question. Let me think about this for a minute. I would like to stack wipe them, or to tag wipe them, I mean. If we get that region split, we won't get much value from that region, just these little sections down here with barely anybody in them. Oh, this farm finished as well. I didn't even look at all the tiles to look for buildings. Let me do that now. So in this mod, by the way, all the buildings are different. Farming settlement is, I think if I remember from my test games, farming settlements are probably the best, although provincial legations are quite strong for the pop assimilation bonus. Although a loggy camp here would be better, because it's a resource building, probably. Yeah, we could get a lot of wood. So let's sell these buildings. I didn't look to see in these other spots if there were buildings around here, but let me do that now, since I thought about that now. I don't think there's any buildings around here. Oh, hold on. Farming settlement here for vegetables. I'll sell that as well. I need the money. And then down here, farming settlement for sheep. No. Okay. What do we have down here? Desert wells? What is this building? Interesting, okay. That's an interesting building. Maybe this is a desert-only building, but no. What I'm going to do now is quickly go ahead and switch my imports. Let's hope we can get the fruit back in a moment. Okay, oh, we can get 2 pairs of fruit. That's perfect. Or, not 2 pairs, but 1 pair of fruit. But first, oh, we can't get stone. Oh, dang it. Okay, I guess we'll get fruit then. So we'll get 2 sets of fruit for loyalty to characters plus 5, and those other bonuses. And go ahead without stone in place, but that's fine. This could fortify Einthakar. I want to get this fort built ahead of the war with Rakat, anyways. And this is an important fort for our frontier. And aside from that, War Council, we're 5 years away. I think things are looking fine here. Iptur Dagon is 42 years old, and he has definitely made a name for himself with his conquests. The entire region of Hermon is under our control. So Dammâseq is definitely on the ascent. I think things are looking quite good. His daughter, Arishad, is 16. Okay, one reason to maybe not get equal succession is because I would then get a 5 martial leader with her, so that's questionable. I don't know how set in stone these traits are when they're youths, but yeah, 5 martial is not great. This guy hopefully will get more martial as he gets older. He's only 14, so maybe he has some more training left in him, but... Tutor. Ooh, I didn't even know about this. Choose an education. What does this do? This guy loses loyalty. I think I will go ahead and try to give my son a martial education. Become a great warrior. Let's hope he maybe gets some better martial. Actually, you know what? Can we tutor her? Is she too old now for tutoring? That's too bad. Actually, she's an adult now, because she's 16. In this time period, that's adulthood, so she's a full adult. Maybe I should get her married. Let's see what the options are, actually. Because one thing, too... We could arrange this marriage for loyalty purposes, but I think loyalty is actually fine at the moment in the nation. Let's come back to this later. Well, if she's not going to be the what do you call it? The queen. Yeah, let me come back to that later. I need to think between episodes about how to handle that. I might be able to do something interesting with her marriage proposal, but let's just progress. We're just gonna let things build up. Now we do have a couple of traditions available. We have Sinaic traditions, which if we had 80 military experience, we could get the plains combat bonus. We have a lot of plains around here, so that's not the worst thing. Or Canaanite for ship recruit speed and whatnot. That's not that great. Although we do get great ships if we do this. Or Axeman defense. That could be quite good. Any standout? Ooh, C rating. That's pretty good. 4 innovations for that? Sheesh, that's pretty good. Alright, I think we leave it as it is. We almost have enough money to get a city building going. I think I'd probably want to build a city in Dammâseq, where we have that colony in place. That should be the plan. Alright, so this episode started off with a big burst of... ooh, speaking of military traditions, we have one available now. Ooh, this is really good, actually. I didn't even notice this one. I just hovered over it by chance. But colonial trade, so after one row, if we were to get master shipwrights, which currently doesn't do anything for us, it does unlock great ships, but that's only for water. This, if we get this, we can found cities for cheaper. That's going to be good to get early on. Any other game-changing bonuses like that around here? What about over here? Hit and run tactics. This stuff's all okay, but not amazing. Yeah, I think we make our way down to colonial trade. That's the plan. It's weird to get a naval bonus when we're so far inland, but it's for a good reason. Alright. First, tradition 15 years into the game. That's pretty good. Alright, O King, Master Shipwrights, effect. We get great ships available, better ship recruit speed, and reduced ship building cost as well. Alright. We just keep going, I think. Yeah. Alright, so far so good. Jaffa is on the ascent. Very cool. Samaria up here. Jericho. Looks like Jerusalem has fallen under the control of Jaffa. A scientific breakthrough. One of our researchers, Abalim Abarid, thinks he is just about to make a notable scientific breakthrough in the research he is currently working on. All that is needed is some more supplies and funds for the next couple of years. To be able to get his hands on some of these, he has personally asked for our king, Imperator I, if he can be given access to them. The rest of our researchers would certainly suffer if we were to make this move, but maybe it is worth it after all. Ooh, okay. 2 corruption on the main character is probably fine. Loyalty on this guy, he'd still be within loyalty range. But that's a lot of martial advance progress. That, yeah, I think we would actually get a martial advance from that. Which we could use, we get 1 innovation. We could then be able to grab census data for a bunch of freemen and a free province investment and some other really good bonuses. So that is quite a tempting option for sure. Getting, let's see here, 10 years of reduced research points is probably fine. We have pretty minimal research at the moment. Research is just something that always increases as you get more and more happy citizens and nobles, so I think we just, I think we go for it, honestly. Abalim will get everything he needs. Here it is, the invention has been achieved. Now, before we just grab census data, because this is the obvious way to go, let's consider our other options here. AE impact doesn't matter right now. Import value isn't going to do that much. And citizen output isn't amazing at the moment. Over here, 1 free investment could be good. But the census one gives us a free investment as well, so that's not as good. Army weight doesn't matter right now, and naval range doesn't matter right now. And then ruler pop doesn't matter that much. So I think we do go for census data. 1 free province investment. We get 5 freemen in Dammâseq, which is amazing. 5% population capacity, and reduced oratory provincial investment costs. Okay, the practice of taking census is said to have first appeared in Middle Kingdom Egypt. On a wider scale, however, it became vital to the continued administration of the Roman Republic, providing valuable data about the ethnicity and details of dwellers therein. Alright, good stuff. Then over here, we have that free... Now, is this actually in every spot? It is actually available anywhere. So we could, for example, place this over here in Carnium, and we could get this one here to get more fort capacity, which could save us money and give us some more provincial loyalty and whatnot. I think things are fine down here at the minute. Over here, things are trending down. Manageable, manageable. This is manageable. I think this is fine. I think what we do is we go over to our capital, and I think we probably want more trade routes, honestly. We're not at the possible city spots filled up yet. Top capacity isn't needed right now, and this only gives us more fort capacity, which isn't currently necessary. We're below fort capacity. So yep, let's go ahead and grab business investments, and that innovation also gives us cheaper business investments options here for the future. Alright. Yep, and then I could also build a training camp, but I think I'd rather wait a couple months and then just build a city with the money and PI that I have at the minute. I think that's a priority. And I think we want to build a city in Dammâseq, because we did move a lot of people over here. Always good to build cities where there's a lot of population present. And here, these guys would be much more productive in a city, to be sure. So I think we'll wait about 2 months and then get the city going in Dammâseq. And then we're going to spend some manpower, once we have enough, on getting Alsha, just so Dammâseq isn't next to uncolonized land. Just to be polite to Dammâseq. Granaries raided in Carnium. This is actually good timing because Carnium has loyalty problems. This is one way to get some more loyalty with Carnium. So we've received word from local officials in the province of Carnium that several important provincial food stockpiles have been looted by malcontents owing to the contempt for the government across the area. It seems they hope to make tensions worse by forcing a hungry people to action. In any case, it will not be cheap to replace the stolen goods. So it could get 10 loyalty. Their food situation is actually fine. It's just getting this big burst down, but they're trending up. 15 gold is... I guess we'll have to wait a bit longer for the city, but that's worth it. Losing this much manpower is not a good idea, so I'm not going to do this. Yeah. We'll just have to replace the stockpiles. Wait a bit longer for the city, but I think that's probably a good use of our money, to be honest. Some more loyalty over here. And pop info-wise, simulation is continuing. 1% for a couple of those guys. It's pretty good. And over here, progressing along at a brisk pace. Down here as well. I wish there was a map mode to see assimilation progress, but I don't think such a map mode exists in this game, at least not that I can remember. So I just have to check it manually every so often, make sure that all my places are doing their assimilation at the proper pace. Alright, January 1st of 801. Let's, what? Oh, the fort counts as construction? I can't build a city here at the same time? Or hold on, wait, what am I doing? I'm trying to build a city in Dammâseq. I actually didn't know that you couldn't make something a city while it's building a fort, but yeah, I looked at the wrong spot. So we were trying to build the city in Dammâseq, not in Ainthakar, so whoops, whatever. Let's build it up here. Found the city in Dammâseq. Yes. Okay, so I did not know you couldn't build a city while you're also building a fort. That's good to know, actually, so I will keep that in mind for the future. But yeah, let's continue along. Alright. The Faith of Melkarpiles. Lose 18 gold, get 6 stability. This is probably a good idea. We are in negative stability at the minute. Although this would put us into bankruptcy for a couple of months with the chance of bad events. So, because I happen to currently only have 1 gold to my name, I'm not going to take advantage of this. That's a bit of a shame, but I guess I could have canceled the fort, but I don't really want to do that. I may as well just... It is what it is. It is what it is. Probably the better move would have been to cancel the fort and then take that event there to get the stability, but actions have been taken. Alright, we got the commercial thing there. So we have the fruit surplus. Now we trade for value for something. What can we reach? Still not much. I think we trade for copper like we were before with the Cypriots. You're going to be hearing me say trading for copper from the Cypriots a lot, because a lot of the copper is on Cyprus, as it is in real life. So that is actually where the name Kypros comes from. It means copper in one of those ancient languages. So this is the copper center of the Eastern Mediterranean, to be sure. Right. Okay. Things are progressing at a good pace. Still only 2380 for manpower max, but that'll improve as we get these assimilations done. 73 Dammâseq now, so definitely edging our way up. We didn't have a very widespread culture at the start, so we definitely need to climb up from obscurity just through our own hard work. with this assimilation stuff. And yeah, these guys are all getting assimilated very gradually. Continually make sure that they're all being assimilated properly. Yep. Bear hunt. Oh, here we go. You know, I think this time I will do the bear hunt, because we're in peacetime. Could be interesting to see what happens here. So after the animal we go, we shall see what happens with that. Hopefully nothing too drastic. Alright, victory, my king. From tracking the animal down to ending its life, the gods were on our side all the time. The hunt had no accidents, and only a few participants were wounded lightly. It was a great and exhilarating day. Maybe we shouldn't have done this. What? You got the bear. What are you talking about? Alright, so I'm noticing a problem here. My heir only has 3 martial. So if he comes of age and he still doesn't have more martial than this, I may have to bite the bullet and switch my succession law. I would rather have a 5 martial successor than a 3 martial successor. That is critically important. So we shall see what happens with that. But yeah. When's my boy's birthday? Hold on. 28th of September. We're going to see in a moment here what we get once he comes of age. Alright. We're almost to this. Just need the common stuff. We'll get to that soon. 28, yeah. A little bit further, then we shall see what we get. Alright, it's my son's birthday. He's now of age. He immediately grew a giant beard and lots of hair, but he didn't grow much martial stats, so that is a problem. Yeah, they get their final stat recalculation when they come of age. Maybe my other son, he only has 1 martial. He is 7 years old, so that doesn't say that much, but yeah, things are looking pretty grim, to be honest. I think changing our succession law might be necessary. Just a couple points of martial is a game changer, and I would rather have my daughter be the new ruler over my son, just because she's older. And, you know, for the reasons I said before, it could be kind of fun to emulate the Egyptians. Whatever the case, I'll consider whether this is a good idea or not over the in-between episodes, because that's going to be it for this episode of the Dammâseq campaign. A very eventful episode with a big victory for Dammâseq after quite a lot of work, and we were basically back to, well, not back to, you know, square one, but our war exhaustion is back under control, money is back under control, manpower is climbing back up at a good pace. AE is going to be quite high for a bit, but it is declining at a steady pace, and it is getting under control, and tyranny as well. So things are definitely looking pretty good, even though with our successor situation things aren't looking great. We will need to address this. We could do familial marriage and then marry our son and daughter together, although they won't help each other stat-wise that much. So I need to think about this more. Whatever the case, that's going to be it for this episode of the Dammâseq campaign. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.